Mimi nikwambie William Ruto, wewe unasema kila mtu wako na bei. Ati unaweza nunua kila mtu. Ati hiwa Kikuyu unawaita malaya. Ati ya pesa. Nataka nikwambie, pesa yako itakuliwa na hiwa Kikuyu na hakuna kura utapata hata moja.
Ladies and gentlemen, when William Ruto hosted the residents of Murang'a County and some of their leaders at State House, Rigathi Gachagua was having a meeting with the senator and the MCAs at his home in Waminyoro. Ladies and gentlemen, after the State House visit, Rigathi Gachagua the following day, that was on Saturday yesterday, he conducted a massive rally in Murang'a County.
Keno munasemaje? Ate keno munasemaje? Keno munasemaje? Harambe! Harambe! Wewe Ruto! Wewe Kasongo! Wewe Kaongo! Wewe Zakayo! Wewe mwizi! Wewe muuaji! Kasongo aende asiende? Kasongo aende asiende? Wangapi wanasema Kasongo aende, Kasongo aende, Kasongo aende?
And of course in Nyeri. And in politics, nothing just happened. When Rigathi Gachagua decided that I'm going to hold this rally immediately after the State House visit by Murang'a residents, there was an objective that he had in mind. And on this particular video, that is what I want to take you through on some of the objectives that I have here. Actually, there are 4 of them that led Rigathi Gachagua to conduct a massive rally at Murang'a and of course in Nyeri. But before I do so, if this is the first time you're watching my videos at Mukwa Times, please take a second or two to subscribe, like, and comment, because that is the best support you can always give this channel. Ladies and gentlemen, in this rally, there were so many things that were very clear. But one thing that I saw there, Rigathi Gachagua was very angry.
Ni madharau si madharau. Siwi mtu tulimchagua. Sasa anatukana sisi. Anatuita wakabila. Ati Wakikuyu ni malaya ya pesa. Si ni matusi. Wewe William Ruto tafadhali, don't abuse the Kikuyu nation. Sisi tulikuchagua, ukatutanganya na Biblia ati wewe ni mtu mzuri. Ulikuja hapa, kumbe ulikuwa fisi na ngozi ya kondoo. Sasa unatukana jamii yetu kusema ati sisi ni wakabila, ati sisi ni malaya ya pesa. Ukwende.
I don't know what really hurt Rigathi Gachagua this time around. If there's a time I saw him speak with a lot of emotions, it was yesterday's rally at Murang'a. By the time he was arriving at Nyeri, the throat was finished. There was no voice again. He was speaking with a lot of force. What was the objective of Rigathi Gachagua's tour in Murang'a and in Nyeri? Number 1, it was basically to neutralize, ladies and gentlemen, it was basically to neutralize William Ruto's efforts to get the Mount Kenya back.
Jana aliita watu hapa Murang'a watu 5,000. Si ndio? Akawahonga na kila mtu shilingi 10,000. Hata watu wa Murang'a wapigie Kasongo kura. Inawezekana? Inawezekana?
When you get 5,000, 6,000 people in State House, each given 6,000, 10,000 each, and then these people go back to the villages, hold conversations after the kind of a lecture that they received in State House. Ladies and gentlemen, you can tell indeed there was an impact that was made, even if it was not so significant, but there was an impact. Because 10,000 households affected from Murang'a, that's almost half of Murang'a now getting an impact of President William Ruto directly in their house. Someone from a house, maybe a mother, goes to State House, gets 10,000, comes back home in 10,000 families. That's a huge coverage, and a conversation is going on there. Meaning now, Rigathi Gachagua had to counter the effect by coming to Murang'a, by going to Murang'a to ensure that he has conducted rallies to neutralize the efforts of President William Ruto. He made sure that he has made that they're going to State House a normal thing. You're going to pick your money. And after you bring the money, we eat, and it doesn't matter. The song will always be one term. That was the objective number 1 by Rigathi Gachagua. Number 2, it is to warn the traitors. According to Rigathi Gachagua and Mount Kenya people, traitors are those ones right now aligning themselves to government and also impeached Rigathi Gachagua before. Now, those traitors are also being warned by Rigathi Gachagua that regardless of the going to State House, I still have the people. And how did they do this? By pulling the crowds. Rigathi Gachagua in Murang'a, he had huge crowds. In Karatina, the same. Nyeri town, I think he was there also equally. He pulled huge crowds. So he was warning the people, allied to President William Ruto in form of leaders, that regardless of your efforts, the people are not with you. So that is basically what Rigathi Gachagua was doing. He warned the women rep Mukami of Nyeri. He warned, of course, the Madira MP.
Ninasikia hiyo mtoto nilimwambia mchague MP alikuwa anasema atazikanyaga Karatina. Huyu kijana ni mtoto mdogo, hajui watu ya Madira. Hapa ni boma ya Rigiji. Kweli ya mauongo? Hii ni boma ya nani? Hii ni boma ya nani?
And also he warned many other leaders from Murang'a County. That takes me to my next point. He also went there to warn Ndindi Nyoro. Separately, there is a warning that he was putting generally to all people who are with William Ruto. But Ndindi Nyoro is a new case where he appears not to be with William Ruto. But Rigathi Gachagua felt like he has to warn him directly.
Hata hapa Murang'a amemwambia vijana wengine hapa watagereza Kahuiru baro, watu wajifiche hapo, wanajifanya hawataki Kasongo, lakini ni watu ya Kasongo na ni Huiru baro ya Kasongo. Mtakubali watu ya Murang'a?
Ladies and gentlemen, Ndindi Nyoro was one of the closest associates of President William Ruto. He was thrown out of the seat of the Public Appropriation Committee as a chairperson, and now he came out. Ever since he's been criticizing the government, but sparingly. He's not saying anything except issues to do with the economy. Ladies and gentlemen, Ndindi Nyoro is bringing some reactions that are not very clear to the people of Mount Kenya. So Rigathi Gachagua knows very well the threat and the ability of Ndindi Nyoro. So Ndindi Nyoro, according to Rigathi Gachagua, he might be launching his party very soon. Because what we know, he has not affiliated himself to the DCP party, neither the Jubilee party. But of course, him and the governor of Murang'a County, they're dull. Ladies and gentlemen, that's a clear indication that there's something that is cooking. So Rigathi Gachagua was ahead of time. He learned that there's a party that is going to be launched and the flag bearer will be Ndindi Nyoro. And Rigathi Gachagua was able to quote and say that this party, it is sponsored by President William Ruto. When he talks of a young man in Murang'a, who else do we know that is young from that region that is going to take over? It is Ndindi Nyoro, because we know Joe Nyoto is with him. And we know the governor of Murang'a already is an established guy, is above being a young man. So, ladies and gentlemen, he was simply talking to Ndindi Nyoro. So he was warning him. So in a nutshell, if Ndindi Nyoro decides to ignore Rigathi Gachagua's remarks, let's expect a serious tussle in Murang'a County. And also Moses Kure is coming in the zone, of course, from the Kiambu County. Is the mountain ready really to have many parties? Let's wait and see. Ladies and gentlemen, apart from that, I felt that also Rigathi Gachagua has a special message to the opposition people. That if you don't organize yourselves the way you are doing, then I'm willing even to quit and declare myself a presidential candidate of the opposition. You also, if you decide, you do it independently.
Tumfukuze tusimfukuze. Na mimi sasa Wakenya wameniambia baada ya kupima wameona dawa ya kufukuza Kasongo ni Rigiji. Si ndio? Kwa hivyo Wakenya wameniambia nipiganie kiti cha rais wa Jamhuri ya Kenya. Wangapi wataniunga mkono?
The message that these people had to the opposition people is like, Rigathi Gachagua is going to fight for president and is the best amongst all these other opposition leaders. And in fact, Cleophas Malala made it very painful with the sentiments that he made, that mtu peke yake akona akili. It is only Rigathi Gachagua when you check on those others within the opposition.
Na ukiangalia kwa watu wote, yule mtu ako na nguvu, yule mtu ako na muscles, yule mtu ako na akili, ni huyu Rigathi Gachagua.
I told Rigathi Gachagua at some point that if there's somebody needs to be careful about, it is Cleophas Malala. His language, how can you tell your opposition leaders that hawana akili? Because if it's only Gachagua was akili, then these others hawana akili. That was daring. But also, it was showing one simple thing. The opposition as we speak today is broken. People have disintegrated, and it might not materialize. It might not even reach the end of this year before these people completely part ways, everyone to go independent. And according to me, and I'm going to do an extensive analysis on that, that is the best thing that can happen to the opposition, disintegration. You go independent, and then later on we get the best for the runoff. I don't know what you think. On the comment section, ladies and gentlemen, share with me, but those are the few things I was able to borrow from the journey of Rigathi Gachagua in the Mount Kenya region, especially Murang'a and Nyeri County.